Hey everybody, it's Jane.
And Mike.
From Earth Care Farm. It's spring.
Coming out of dormancy.
Yeah, woohoo! First day was on Tuesday. Today's the 23rd, so we're a couple days into spring. And we thought we'd show you up, we've been leaving our vegetable matter up over the winter, and we're hoping you guys did that too. It's a great place for pollinators to hibernate and stay a little warmer through the cold months. But now it's time to plant. Today we're gonna plant peas, spinach, radishes, carrots, sunflowers, and cilantro.
That sounds like a lot to plant to me. Spring's coming out of dormancy. The nature is, but I'm not. That sounds like a lot to do. Yeah,
this is always the time when you get to work your muscles again after you feel it after the sitting around all winter. But I had a great winter. I learned so much. I went to a lot of farm conferences, compost conferences, met tons of farmers and composters, and I feel energized for this spring.
It's nice to have those connections.
What about you? You ready for spring? That's a yes.
You have to be.
All right, so let's do some planting. One little hot tip is I have my pea seed. I've actually soaked it overnight. It just gets it a little bit, the seeds plump up with moisture and they just give them a little head start, so they're gonna be ready to germinate a little quicker. It's early, we're still gonna get freezing temps at night, but these guys are hardy, you just wanna give them a little head start. So a little bit of soak, hot tip. And I'm gonna make my furrow, super simple. All you need is a rake. Take our pea seed, and you'll notice I've got some room on the sides. I've been finding that that's a perfect space for me to plant spinach because as these grow up, they're gonna shade a little bit, and the spinach likes it a little cooler, so it allows the spinach season to be a little longer into like June, maybe get a little bit into July if I can have that little bit of shading. So I'll make my little furrow for spinach, handy dandy, and one here. Balance it out. Today we're gonna plant space spinach. One of my favorites, it's a smooth leaf spinach. Easier to wash, I find. You don't wanna go too heavy. I am putting them about a ½ an inch apart though.
If I was a seed, I'd wanna grow in that.
And they just go right in that furrow. It's like they wanna go in there. Cover those, real gentle cover. So now we're gonna do sunflowers. This always says on the packet to wait till danger of frost has passed. We're not past that, we won't be for a while, a couple months even. But I've been following the cues of nature again and noticing that under the bird feeders, the sunflowers germinate this time of year and then they make it through. So they can handle a little bit of frost. It's fun to experiment like that. So this is the mammoth gray striped sunflower. Shout out to Fetco Seeds. These were gorgeous last season, huge sunflowers. A little cover. The general rule is to cover the seed twice as much with soil as the seed is big. All right, next up, we're gonna show you how we made those beds so nice. I just think about what could have been hibernating in these nice stalks all winter. And I'm gonna leave up other ones in the bed. We just wanna get into the soil a little sooner, but some things don't even come out of hibernation till June. So we leave up stuff as much as we can, as long as we can. I'm just gonna go through, trying to pick up. This rake gets so much use. My son put my name on it. Mom. This is really simple. You guys can do this so quickly at home. Don't be overwhelmed by getting your beds ready. We are in the middle of a giant compost operation. It's super busy all around me and Poppy right now. A truck with 20 tons of fish just pulled in. Some food scraps just came in. There's trucks getting filled with compost. This is my place though, to just come and relax. My staff knows if I've had a stressful day, they'll find me out here. All right, now we do the smoothing.
It's just nice to see the different changes too, there's no one and only way to do things. But now we no longer till, no longer work the compost in. This is a little bit of cultivation, but it's just with a rake. It's not with disturbing a tremendous amount of soil life. It's promoting the soil life.
And this makes great compost for your compost pile. So we're gonna put in our radishes, carrots, and a little bit of lettuce actually. So very similar. I'm gonna make my little trough. I can actually do 3 rows in this little bed. When you think about what your family eats and likes, that's what you should plant. My family likes a little bit of radishes, just to like a garnish. So that's what we're gonna do, just a little area. Radishes are enjoyable because they germinate really quickly and they're ready in 28 days. So in a month, you'll have something to snack on. I'm actually gonna do something I've seen, and I'm gonna take a little lettuce to mark in between where my carrots are gonna start now. These are simple craft sticks that I got, a whole box of, Sharpie. And it's important to just write what you're putting in and the date. All right, we're doing carrots now. So I'm gonna make 3 rows. This is fun to do with people of all ages and abilities. All right, so here's a fresh packet of seed. The bigger tab when it opens is resealable. The smaller tab is not. And then you have like a funny open packet of seed that you can't access. So always open this one that you can reseal. All right, so again, I'm just gonna use my wrist, go down. Oh, I see a little spider in here, nice. All right, last but not least is cilantro. And then we'll put our lettuce seedlings in, blast for seeds. All right, so cilantro, one of my faves. Very cold hardy. We don't need a lot of cilantro, just enough for our tacos on Tuesdays.
Cooper, my grandson, the handle has a point on it. It's not like a rounded, blunt handle.
Sharpened this so it's a little bit of a point. You can use a blunt edge one too, but this one's just
This makes it a little easier to customize it.
Customized. Everybody needs a handy Cooper, like my little boy. All right, I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna mark in between each crop with a little lettuce seedling. I just started these in my basement under those grow lights that you can see, like they're just standard, some grower supply. The last thing we're gonna do in the garden is just show you, so this was chamomile that last year was delicious, amazing. We made a lot of tea, dried some, and then it flowered and seeded, and it spread a little bit in the garden. And some of it's in the pathway, which is in the way where we're gonna be walking, and I wanted to save it. So I'm just going to show you, I started doing it a little bit. You can do this, we're just gonna transplant some.
They're volunteers.
I love that name for them. They're volunteers, but we're gonna kind of put them in a more convenient place for them. So here's my little chamomile, and I'll just continue this down the road, neaten this all up, rake it out. It's gonna be really pretty for next month when you guys are in here. One last thing is that I'm starting to see flowers at the garden center, and there's nothing more joyful than that right now, after it's been so dark and cold. Don't be afraid to pepper just some beauty into your garden. It's got so many different levels of just positivity of what it's doing. Like I can't help but smile when you see a little Johnny jump up, but it is actually bringing in, it's a little food for my honeybees every day that there's a sunny day. They're coming out looking for flowers, and there's not a lot right now.
It's nice to come out of winter. It's nice to come out of dormancy.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.